This is the Honor Magic V3, which is currently the world's lightest and thinnest foldable phone to date. In a recent video that I made, I showed you how you can scale apps on the Honor Magic V3. Since then, I've had a request from a viewer asking if I can show how the YouTube scales on this device. And I was happy to oblige, so here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is to go into the settings menu on the device and select foldable phones. Thereafter, app scaling. And before we go further, right at the top there, it says interior and exterior. So I'll do the interior display first, and then I'll go on to the outer display. And below it, it says some apps may not be optimized for full screen display. If you experience display issues, try adjusting the aspect ratio. Okay, and the other thing to note is right out of the box, so like this, all of the apps will be in full screen mode. And that goes for YouTube as well. So what I'm going to do is to exit, go into the YouTube app, and believe it or not, it is in full screen mode. Now what I'm going to do is just go here, something I prepared earlier, and if I just move this here, so you should be able to see, I just want more lights to come here so you can see this a bit better. Okay, there you go. So you can see it really isn't full screen mode. Now, in my eyes, full screen mode means something like this. But that's not the case. Okay, so do keep that in mind. Obviously you can do like that, but you crop out a lot of the detail. Okay, then the other thing I want to show you as well is you just turn it this way. So again, that's the most it will be. So if you want it full screen, that for me is what you call full screen, but again you crop out a lot of the image. Okay, so if we go back to how it was, we just pause that for now and then exit, and then we're going to go back into the settings menu and then go back to app scaling, and then scroll to the bottom, and we're going to select from full screen. So you see you've got two further options there, 4:3 and a 16:9, and I'm going to go through each and every one of them. So now we selected the 4:3, we exit, and now we go into the YouTube app. Now if you notice with the 4:3, you now have some space, some bars on the right and on the left there. Okay, and if we just tap on here, go back to the video that we were watching earlier, and this is what it looks like. So this is the 4:3 aspect ratio, and then what I'm going to do is to just turn it around this way, or it can be this way, but you will not get any more than that. So looks like this is kind of a standard set in this orientation. Okay, so now let's exit and then go here, and then app scaling, and scroll to the bottom, and this time we're going to select the 16:9, and then we'll exit back into the YouTube app, and that is pretty much the standard, but obviously we were here, so like that. So here we go. So in this orientation, as you can see, you now have more space bars on the right and on the left. So this is what it's like with the 16:9, but I'm pretty sure, in fact, what I should do is again go into the video so you can see this, and I don't think you're going to be watching it anything in this orientation. I think you're more likely to watch it in this orientation. Now we're going to try and do the same thing on the outer display of this device. So let's go in the settings menu, under foldable phones, we're going to select app scaling, and then at the top there, going to select exterior. Now, as you can see, there are only 3 apps here that you can use for the full screen display on this device, and obviously YouTube is one of them. So just before I go further, again, as it states there, some apps may not be optimized for full screen display, and then you can adjust the aspect ratio. Okay, so now I'm going to select the YouTube option. Now, in case you're thinking of purchasing this device, as you can see, you have Android Auto there, and that's because this version that I have is the global version. Now, if you were to buy the Chinese version, you will not get Android Auto, or you may, but you have to do some workarounds, and I'm not very skilled at that. I like everything to be on my device, so that's why I went for the global option. All right, okay, I digress. Right, so now let's put it to the test. Let's go to YouTube, find the video we were watching before. Okay, and then if I just tilt it like so, so really you don't get the full screen option, you know, just like on the internal display. So you're quite limited, but I think you're more interested on what it's like on the internal display, and then obviously you can zoom out like that, and I think that's just as good. That's excellent. Well, that pretty much wraps up for this episode. My name is Shola. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Peace.